Thank you very much. Good morning, everybody. It's wonderful to be here. And welcome also to those who are joining us online. So I'm Matthew Osborne, and I'm the Director of Policy for Europe at Ripple. So I cover our policy engagement activity across the Europe region, including the UK and the EU and Switzerland. So I think I have you for about, 19 minutes now. So what I'm hoping is at the end of that 19 minutes, you're going to have a good appreciation of who Ripple are, what we do, and how that's changing at the moment to reflect the evolving nature of this sector. And I'm also going to give you an update on the RLUSD Stablecoin, which we issued late last year. So let's get a move on. So Ripple's vision is the internet of value, to enable the world to move value just in the same way that information moves today. Our mission has changed over time as the company has evolved. Today, it's to build breakthrough crypto solutions for a world without economic borders. Ripple was founded back in 2012, so we're a relatively old crypto company. We have around 900 employees globally, spread across 15 global offices, with significant hubs in San Francisco, London, and Singapore. We're a compliance-forward organization, and we have over 60 regulatory licenses globally. We've got a New York BIT license, a New York Limited Purpose Trust Company charter. We've got over 55 money transmitter licenses across US states. We have a major payment institution license from the Monetary Authority of Singapore and a VASP registration from the Central Bank of Ireland and others as well. We've got a treasury of around $100 billion in assets, which is a key strength for us. So this is a very strong balance sheet, which is equivalent to a Fortune 50 treasury. And we have partnerships in over 90 global payout markets as well, giving us a very wide reach in terms of the global FX market. So I'll come back to talk a bit more about that later. Transformations in the financial services industry today tend to be made at a glacial pace. And that's because even though the current system is ripe for innovation, trust is at the heart of finance, and institutions like to use what they already know. There is a desire amongst financial institutions, however, to catch up to modern times by leveraging new technology like blockchain and digital assets, which reduce friction and make moving value dramatically more efficient. But the potential for those efficiencies is currently locked by the existing system. So financial institutions need simple, trusted, reliable infrastructure to unlock efficiencies using digital assets. But financial institutions aren't necessarily architects by trade, nor do they have the time or resources to build and maintain those solutions in-house. So Ripple provides financial institutions with simple, secure, compliant digital assets infrastructure, which meaningfully improves how those customers tokenize, store, exchange, and move value. And today we provide payments, custody, and stablecoin solutions for banks, crypto natives, and fintechs. Ripple builds on the XRP ledger. That's a permissionless public blockchain, which is enterprise-ready, secure, scalable, and proven. Our customer activity is one of the largest enterprise use cases on the XRP ledger today. And the XRP ledger has intrinsic value. It's fast, inexpensive, it's scalable for many use cases in finance today. Ripple provides financial institutions with simple, secure, compliant digital infrastructure, which meaningfully improves how those customers tokenize, store, exchange, and move value. Okay, so with over a decade of experience, we're well positioned to provide robust yet simple services to financial institutions and others in the digital asset economy, services customers may not even know to ask for yet. And we continue to earn credibility and reputation in enterprise blockchain due to our expertise. For example, You could imagine a customer that has selected Ripple as the provider of their digital asset infrastructure, ensuring secure and unified digital asset operations. They might use Ripple to tokenize their real-world assets, bonds or money market funds, for example, and then they could store them securely via Ripple custody. At some point, they will need to liquidate a portion of those assets to fulfill other financial obligations. They might liquidate into a stablecoin like Ripple USD. That will then enable them to move those Ripple USD to any country they need to, then off-ramp and pay out those funds into a local fiat currency using a solution like Ripple Payments. The world is changing, and the financial rails that support global finance are about to go through another major evolution. Financial institutions need to leverage blockchain technology so they aren't left behind. Blockchain technology enables a new global network to move value fast, inexpensively, transparently, and reliably around the world. Financial institutions should focus on building the next generation of financial services for their customers. To make that possible, they need ready-to-go, simple, secure, compliant infrastructure to handle value movement, exchange, and storage on an enterprise-ready blockchain. Banks leverage our solution to transform their cross-border payments business into a revenue driver for them. With its simple, secure, compliant digital asset infrastructure, Ripple is best positioned to provide the core services that financial institutions need to tokenize, store, exchange, and move digital assets. Okay. Ripple's products are built to enable payment transparency. So we have security features built into those products that enable customers to comply with regulatory requirements across the world. Ripple Custody, for example, offers the ultimate level of private key protection, sole control over data and processes, scalable governance across all operations, and cold storage optionality to comply with global regulations. For example, we have strong traction with our payment solution, including hundreds of customers, lifetime transactions worth nearly $70 billion, and 80 plus payout markets around the world for crypto and fiat transactions. We've got 20 plus regulatory jurisdictions across 5 different continents where we support Ripple Custody clients, which include leading financial institutions such as HSBC, Societe Generale, and DBS. And we've got extensive experience with financial institutions in emerging markets where crypto adoption is faster and regulations are clearer. Turkey, for example, with Guarantee Bank, and in the Philippines with UBP, and recently with Unicambio in Portugal as well. Since launch, RLUSD is available on 9 global centralized exchanges with 5 live automated market makers and decentralized exchanges and counting. So I'm going to talk a bit about the XRP ledger, which is the main blockchain ledger on which Ripple works. XRPL is a secure, cost-efficient, decentralized layer 1 blockchain intentionally designed for finance use cases that has enabled the tokenization and movement of value for over a decade. There are more than 100 validators which secure the network, and those validators are operated by universities, exchanges, businesses, individuals, and developers. 2.8 billion transactions have already taken place on the XRPL, representing over $1 trillion in value, moved between counterparties since the XRPL was set up in 2012. It's trusted and proven, institutional grade with decade-long reliability and stability, processing billions of successful transactions. And it also includes the world's first decentralized exchange, which aggregates all liquidity into one protocol, making transactions more capital efficient. Okay, so I'll give you an update on the RLUSD stablecoin. Ripple broke new ground last year, adding the RLUSD stablecoin to our product stack. The RLUSD stablecoin was issued in December last year, and launching a stablecoin was a natural step for Ripple to continue bridging the gap between traditional finance and crypto. We have the years of experience, the regulatory footprint, a strong balance sheet, and a network with near global payout coverage to offer the best of crypto-enabled payments using XRP and RLUSD together. So what is Ripple USD? It's a highly regulated, fully backed, transparent and compliant tokenized dollar on a blockchain. It's designed to maintain a constant value of $1 backed by highly liquid backing assets, including cash and cash equivalents. And it's native to two different blockchain ledgers, the XRP ledger and Ethereum as well. The XRP ledger, as I've mentioned, has a number of key advantages, including high transactions per second, extremely low fees. The RLUSD stablecoin is issued through Standard Custody and Trust Company, which is regulated by the New York Department for Financial Services. So we have enterprise-grade regulatory oversight for the stablecoin, and that's a key distinguishing feature for Ripple's stablecoin. On the reserve management side, we have a combination of cash and top-tier liquid assets with multiple bank partners involved to mitigate the risk to the backing. We take a compliance-first approach. We have a weekly self-attestation of the reserves and also a public monthly attestation by a third-party accounting firm, which is published on our website. Several of those have been published already. And we're US domiciled. There's the highest perception of trust for the stablecoin. So just a bit of context about the stablecoin market as a whole. Stablecoin market capitalization has been growing fast over the last year. We see a market that's worth $230 billion today, and that has been projected to increase potentially to $2.8 trillion by 2028, given current market trends. So why is the stablecoin market growing so fast? What are the sources for demand? And what do we see as the key demand drivers for RLUSD? First of all, for cross-border payments between businesses, new and existing customers of Ripple's own payment solution can take advantage of the benefits that a stablecoin on the XRPL provides. That includes real-time settlement, network effects, and low transaction costs. Now, currently in our payments network, we use the XRP crypto asset, which is the native crypto asset for the XRPL ecosystem. In future, RLUSD will be available as well. So it's an additional option for our payments customers to choose. If they don't want to settle in an unbacked crypto asset, they're able to use the RLUSD stablecoin as well for more stability of value and an effective on-ramp and off-ramp to fiat. The combination of RLUSD and XRP as bridge assets for Ripple payments improves on the efficiencies of their network and provides an enhanced customer experience. Stablecoins play a really key role as on and off ramps to crypto. So if your money is currently in a bank account, you can then transfer into the crypto sector without loss of value using a stablecoin as your initial bridge asset into digital asset markets, allowing for a seamless transition to enter or exit crypto. We hear a lot about the tokenization of real-world assets at the moment, and we'll hear more about that over the conference today. Stablecoins play a really key role in that by providing liquidity, a settlement asset for trading and transactions in those tokenized RWAs, and collateral also for trading real-world assets. So what you see, for example, is people posting stablecoins as collateral in order to be able to secure leverage for trading of assets that are on chain, whether that's crypto assets, tokenized bonds, tokenized funds, etc. And you also have portfolio and non-native use cases. So we're partnered with major centralized exchanges for trading of RLUSD. And we also have a targeted approach on major DeFi protocols to increase the total value locked on chain. And we also see non-governmental organizations receiving and paying out in RLUSD as well. So the update on RLUSD, this is as of the 20th of March, so just a few days ago. RLUSD was launched in December. We now have almost $170 million circulating worldwide. That's in line with the targets that the company has got. And it's fully backed by liquid assets, as I said. And in fact, the RLUSD stablecoin is over collateralized. So while there's 170 million circulating, we have 177 million approximately of reserves. So you have that over collateralization, which provides a buffer assuring the continued value of the stablecoin. But I think that although the value of stablecoins is often measured using this market capitalization metric, actually this can be somewhat misleading because stablecoins are primarily intended for payments use cases. And that means that people might just buy a stablecoin, use it for a payment, and then it might get sold again at the end of that payment. Okay, so it's not necessarily a store of value that people would hold. So you wouldn't necessarily expect a very large market capitalization. A much better metric for the use of a stablecoin, the size of a stablecoin, would be the volume of payments that are made using that stablecoin. Looking up just the other day, the RLUSD stablecoin is being used for $33 million of transactions every day. So it's seeing very substantial usage already. We're very pleased with progress on that. So that's all I had to say. We've got just a few minutes in case there are any questions in the room. I'm very happy to answer questions anybody's got. Yeah, thanks. That's a good question. So just in case people can't hear online, the question was whether there are any plans to become MiCA compliant. So RLUSD isn't offered in the EU today because MiCA requires a regulatory license to be able to offer stablecoins. And for example, the regulated exchanges within the EU to offer a particular stablecoin. We are in the process of seeking approval for the RLUSD to be able to offer it in the EU. I can't provide further details of that today, but hopefully we'll have that soon. So RLUSD is a dollar-backed stablecoin. So our first goal is to enable that to be used within the EU, but perhaps in the future. Yeah, that's a great question. So the question was whether RLUSD can interoperate between with other stablecoins, for example, linked to other currencies. I think this is a really important sort of expanding area. So it could be, for example, in the course of a payment transaction, the payer wants to pay in a particular currency, the payee wants to receive a different currency. Today, that FX transaction might be handled by banks, but in future it could be handled instead by the conversion of a stablecoin denominated in one currency for a stablecoin denominated in another currency. You can already do this using our payments network. That's possible to do. We have other stablecoins circulating on the XRP ledger and usable within the Ripple payments network. But also, any individual can do the same thing using an exchange, either a centralized exchange or a decentralized exchange. You can use an automated market maker, including the one that's on XRPL to easily bridge across current stablecoins with different currency denominations. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a very interesting area because in the future you're likely to have 10 seconds left. In the future, you're likely to have transactions that involve, two currencies. So what you need is an efficient way to leverage the benefits of blockchain, being able to process that transaction in just a few seconds, but also managing that FX conversion within the course of the transaction. Yeah. I think that's it. That's all the time we have.